Hey everyone, welcome to Heart Centered Tarot. As always, my name is Marina and I will be your guide for this portion of the show. You're seeing me a little earlier than normal and totally totally feel a different energy at this hour than later. But I have a wonderful guest with me. Oh, see, there we go. Yeah, I knew I was going to forget something. So I have a guest with me, Thomas from Tarot Your Way. So I hope that we're going to have, well, I know we're going to have a good time. So, Thomas, say hello.
Hello,
Wave to the
everyone.
people.
Thank you for having me on your show, Marina.
You are more than welcome. You're more than welcome. I know I had seen you pop up on a few places here and there and tuned into some of your shows and like the way that you read and the delivery and everything else. And so, hey, why not have you on, right? So, hello to Sherry, Rossi's Den. Hello, Rossi's Den. Yeah, Sherry, yeah, says, hey, y'all made it. Yes, yes, we did.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm time zone challenged, so I had it advertised an hour earlier.
Just advertising it for my folks who were an hour earlier, so it's okay. It's okay. Hey, Gerald, how are you? We were just talking about you backstage. Yeah. All good things. All good things, of course. All good things. Oh, Miss D, thank you for coming by. Hello. My first heart center chat. Well, welcome. And you're welcome here anytime. So I hope that you will be back. And if you're not already a subscriber, I hope you will be. So we were talking about Thomas's journey, and I know a lot of you maybe have already heard it, but for those of you that haven't, just a quick kind of synopsis, Thomas, about how you got to where you were to where you are.
Okay. Well, in the '90s, I had an IT job where I traveled a lot, so I had a lot of airplane time, waiting time, uh, lots of lonely nights in hotel rooms. So I took to reading a lot of books, and the Renaissance Fair was in town, and I got a tarot reading one year, and I said, "Well, there's got to be something to this because it was a pretty accurate reading and it fit." So I decided to go down the tarot rabbit hole reading. And so I read about 10 books. And when I was back in Houston, one of my coworkers saw that I was reading a tarot book. She said, "I belong to a charity. Would you come out and read cards for our charity event and help us raise money?" So I said, "Well, I've never read cards for people before." And she said, "I know you can do it." So I read a couple more books that week before the Saturday I was supposed to show up. And I did Celtic Cross readings, 10 cards, from 10 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. And they did not give me a break. There was one customer after another. So that was 28 readings in one Saturday in the fall. And then you got the bagpipes and the drum corps going on in the background. So there was um, a lot
Distraction.
of chaos. If you were ADHD and getting a reading
Yeah.
there, you would have been lost. You know, just too much. So
Yeah.
that was in the '90s, and I did that for probably 11 years for that charity. And so I started right away with reversals and everything. I am not a medium. I'm not a channeler. I read tarot cards, and the emphasis of my channel is Tarot Your Way. as many people, different people as there are as many approaches to tarot.
Yes.
There is no right way. There is no wrong way. There is no, you can't go to college and get a degree and become, uh,
Yep.
you can't get a diploma in tarot reading. So I just want to show people that uh, if you take the learning process down to one card a day and one meaning, it becomes manageable, because 78 cards in the Rider-Waite
Yeah.
tarot is a little daunting. And then if you put reversals in there, that doubles it. And a lot of the cards have 10 or 12 different meanings, upright and reversed. So you got
Exactly.
thousands and thousands of different keys to read.
Yeah.
So whatever way you do it is absolutely fine. And if you don't even know the words or the keywords behind the card, if you look at the card, most Rider-Waite based decks have similar symbology on them, and you can read intuitively as well.
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
currently don't have any Oracle decks, but I would have to have an Oracle deck that had, you know, a little saying or whatever on the bottom of it. But everybody can read oracles as well.
Exactly. Exactly. Your part of my reading tarot is to read it intuitively. And so, like I said earlier, I could have the same card show up in 3 back-to-back readings, and it will have a different meaning for me each and every time, based on the cards that are around it, based on the energy that I'm feeling and where I'm drawn. And you know, tarot is it's a lifetime journey to learn tarot. Yeah, Ms. Tara D says, yeah, he did a crash tarot SAT course. Yeah, totally. Totally. And especially, I don't know if you had anybody to practice on, but this would be like, yeah, going somewhere and blind. Can I do this? Absolutely, I can do this. Yeah, and just present it. So,
Yeah. Well, first of all, you got to believe in yourself.
absolutely. Yeah, have faith that what you're getting is real, and then have the courage to deliver what you're hearing or what you're seeing. Um, and
And now since starting my channel in February, um, and appearing on the shows and reading cards more often, um, I'm
hi,
attuning
Shannon.
into my clairaudient uh, downloads. It's still my voice, but it usually comes through as a thought that is not worded how I would
Yes,
typically say it.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, totally get that. And it's difficult to sometimes describe to people what it is, because I don't know about you, but um I don't see clear images in front of me so that, I can say, oh, okay, your grandfather's here and he's got short curly hair and he's wearing this hat, because I don't see that.
Mm.
I, I see the impression of that person. So there might be some things that, kind of highlight, um, and I get more of their personalities
Mm.
than exactly what they look like. everybody does it different, and it's okay. That's how we learn.
Yeah. And it goes back to everybody can do it. It's just that when we're young, um,
Yeah.
we're discouraged. We're encouraged to have an imagination up to a certain point, and then after that,
Yes.
then you become institutionalized, where
Yes.
they take every bit of life force out of you and make you forget how to play and
That's
imagine.
yeah.
And
Yeah. It's yeah, have an imagination, but to a point. Within this box, you can imagine anything you want within this box, but don't step outside it.
but from 7:30 to 3:10 p.m., don't have any imagination at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Just do as you're told. That's it. Do as you're told. Yeah. Um I remember when my grandmother passed away, my dad's mom. Um I think I was like 13 or 14. And she had, before she passed, a few months before, um, she had she had written to my parents and asked if I could come down for a visit. Now, I was originally born in the former Yugoslavia, um, and we had moved from, well, we kind of escaped, really, is what we did, from Yugoslavia to Canada. So, parents were doing the best that they could, and trying to kind of build a new life. So, her asking, could you send Marina here for the summer or whatnot? It was an expense. It was an expense that they couldn't afford. So they said no. But maybe next year, that kind of stuff. Well, she passed away, and um, I remember my mom sitting at the table and reading the letter saying that she had passed, and feeling, really bad. That night when I went to bed, I fell asleep, and I woke up to someone knocking on my window. And so I looked up to see, and on the other side of the window, I could see my grandmother's face. And she said, "Well, I'd hope to see you one more time." And it didn't work out. So, and the next day, explaining to people that, well, no, I saw her, and she said, and the looks on their faces, that pity, that oh my gosh, she was affected more than we thought. Let's be kind to her, because and it was like, no, I'm okay. I saw what I saw.
you you were labeled the special sensitive,
Yeah.
overly sensitive child, and then
Yes.
and
Yeah.
then from that time on, we're treated a little bit different. And
A little bit different. Yeah. A little
uh,
bit.
I'm a gay male, and my childhood I was overly sensitive, and then I was the fat kid too, so I was always picked
Mm.
on. So I was overly sensitive every day of my life, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Had it coming at you from all corners. Aw. Well, but we survived, right? We survived, and we prospered.
We survive the best we can, and no different than anybody else. We're just trying to get through it.
Exactly. Hey, Hypnicity. Hey,
There's very few
Signal.
people in my social circle that have had a charmed life. And life is not easy for anyone.
No, no. And it's funny. All of a sudden, I'm feeling very nostalgic in talking about people who have passed. So clearly, they're going to have something to say to me. But um, yeah, my dad used to say, when when things would happen and I would get upset about, why is this happening to me? And, he'd say, well, it's good that it happens now when you're still young and you're going to be able to learn from it and grow from it. If it happened when you were, much older, maybe you wouldn't be strong enough to handle it. And
yeah, the first time you were disappointed, you were 50 years of age. You're just not equipped to handle it then.
no,
So
no.
that's why
Oh,
moms
Liliana.
say no to the candy bar at the checkout aisle, and you know, uh, life isn't guaranteed. It's not fair. It's not. Uh,
Yeah.
it's probably one of the tougher things that you can do on this planet.
Yep.
Is just live day to day.
Yep. Find your own joy. Find your own peace. Um, find your own way to in um, live in joy. Right? You can always choose to live in joy and just be happy and say, you know what? Yeah, there's practical things that I have to deal with, and then there's other things that maybe I will choose. I will choose to look at them in a way that is most beneficial to me instead of, oh, excuse me, this is something that is, um, life isn't fair, life is tough. Yeah, this
And,
is this is
and
different.
all those experiences and hardships and um, joys that we have essentially makes us who we are
Yeah, yeah,
subsequent days of our life. I'm
totally,
evolving and changing daily, but
exactly.
I am the sum of all my past experience, and then I have the hopes and fears of what may come as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, absolutely. And hello, Leah. Welcome. Oh, hold on. Here we go. And yeah, happy Taco Tuesday. Well, yeah, this is Taco Tuesday with Thomas. The Taco Tuesday with David is every second Tuesday. So yeah, he's not. David isn't with me today, but he sure is next week. Yay!
Thomas is so new that he doesn't have a regular guest spot or anything yet.
Not yet.
He,
Not yet.
well, and I don't even have a regular spot for my created content because
Yeah.
I get tired and I go to sleep at whatever time of day, and then I stay up all night and watch the replays on TarotTube.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And you know what? Thank goodness um, that we have this community that is so welcoming and encouraging, um, and just kind of takes us in, um, and and just helps us to grow, because believe me, I know that there are other communities out there that maybe are, still into tarot, into oracles and mediumship and all that, that are, they may have conditions to the membership, and I'm glad that this is one that doesn't.
Yeah. Since being in this publicly, I've been in the chat for a couple of years, but
Yeah,
since launching my own channel,
yeah,
I didn't even let anybody know that I had read tarot cards before in my life, and it just, I just sort of popped on the scene. But the mentorship that I've been provided with is invaluable.
yes,
And the chatters are so welcoming, and the creators, the
yes,
content people, Um, there's a lot of work that goes into this. Don't let anybody fool you. If you wanna start a channel, I pray for you
Yeah,
because it's 24/7, and it's I guess my lesson of the month is the YouTube algorithm is not for me. It's it's for you as a viewer to recommend things that you like. So
yeah,
I can keep throwing spaghetti at the wall, but if I don't have the right sauce and salt and al dente, um,
exactly.
it's not going to be consumed by you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so I see there's a couple people. Um, Salima wanted to know if we're doing reads today. Um, yes, we probably will do some some reads. Um, this is Thomas's first appearance on my channel, so this is kind of a way for us to get to know each other, for him to get to know some of my subscribers. And I hope that, you guys will go over to Thomas's channel and that you will go and, give him a like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And just believe that, things are going to work out um, for the best, no matter how you approach it. So,
And do the same for Marina, especially those subscribes. I know that you're close to getting 2,000 subscribers, so
I'm like
uh,
100
I'll
away.
celebrate when I see that you've hit it.
Yes. Yeah, I will too. I will too, believe me. So yeah, if you want Thomas's information and his YouTube channel and everything is down below in the description. You can also look at the description and
Roger.
go down into the upcoming collabs, and you'll see for the rest of this week who's coming on and what time and that sort of thing. So, there's a lot of information down in the description, right? So yes, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that.
That
And if you're
that thing
interested,
that I keep filling out, but nobody really watches or looks at once they find your content.
yes, yeah, look at that. It took a lot of work,
I
and yeah, and if
am here
anyone,
for your entertainment.
yeah,
Uh, I'm I'm not
thank you,
I'm
Sherry.
not here to be entertained by you. Although
Yeah,
I do love a good dirty joke.
uh huh, uh huh. And you know what? Okay, speaking of jokes, I'm going to start you off with one, and this is really cute. And this, I heard this um, at a Jewish wedding. So, and it was a grandmother who's talking to her grandson who is going to school, going to school for the very first time. And she's saying, "Oh, Mashikana, it's going to be so wonderful. You're going to meet so many new friends. And Mashagana, you got to remember to be nice to the teacher and do what the teacher says. And, they're going to give you a lunch. And when that's through, Mashagana, they're going to let you go play outside. And it's going to be wonderful. You're going to Mashagana, you're going to learn so many new things." And blah. So the child goes and he comes back. And the grandmother says, "Mashagana, what did you learn today?" And he looked at her and said, "I learned that my name is Irving."
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. There's some families that I grew up nearby that would fit. You know, because you know
yeah,
they're yelling, "Damn it, get out of the road! Damn it, get out of."
Totally. Totally. Yeah.
So
So
Marina, what do you do to center yourself? Where do you find your balance? Because you're on 24/7. You were on this show and that show and hosting everybody and their brothers, sister-in-law, uncles, aunts.
uh-huh. Um, you know what I think doing this excuse me, is my joy. And it's really easy to spend time in this joyful feeling, um, because as much as I'm sharing information, hopefully that is making others happy, that they're getting, that uh, that they need, but it also kind of fills my reservoir, so that the more that I do it, the more full that I feel, so that at the end of the day I can just lay back and go, that was wonderful. Like, it's almost like
Job well done.
vibrate, yeah, job well done, vibrating with okay. And being excited to do the same thing the next day. So part of my part of my grounding comes in through that joy, that, you know what, it's this feels good, it feels natural, it feels wonderful. So yeah, that's what I do. And I've said, the minute that this starts to feel like a job is the day that I cut it off. But it yeah, I can't tell you how much joy it brings me to be able to do this. So yeah, very, very grateful for that.
So
Yeah.
when I said it's nothing but work, it's just my unfamiliarity with the technology, the trying to figure it out, trying to being time zone challenged, being
Oh,
highly introverted person, which a lot of people wouldn't guess. Uh, so I'm finding out a lot about what makes Thomas tick in this journey as well.
yeah,
And if it doesn't work out, it's like, okay, well, we know that doesn't work today, but it might work tomorrow.
exactly. Yeah,
And you
exactly.
never know from day to day because it is ever changing. Uh, and that's what makes it fun for me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And yeah, there is work that, kind of obviously goes behind it. That there's, um, yes, um, putting things together, doing the thumbnails, scheduling things, emailing back and forth. There are practical things that need to be done, um,
And
and
we all
yet
communicate slightly different from each other. So
exactly.
that's why my confusion on time zones. And uh, I live in central U.S. You live in mountain AB. You know,
I have, believe it or not, I have on. Well, here, I'll show you this one because it's the easiest one. I have several of them that I need to refer to. Okay, this is my time zones so that I can know where people are, and that's for Canada. Here's the one for the US and how that fits in. So that
I'm
is
going to have
always a
to
challenge.
excuse myself for just a bit. I've got somebody knocking at my door.
You go ahead.
Okay.
You go ahead, and uh, while Thomas is doing that, I can say, I can answer Miss Tarot D. Um, yeah, that was it. It was quite the exit, actually, out of the former Yugoslavia. So you know what? If the interest is there, just leave a comment below and let me know. I'd like to know a little more about your story, and that's not for you and for anybody that's in here. And if there's enough interest, then yes, I will. I can certainly do a show, and we can talk about the leaving in the middle of the night and all that good stuff. So absolutely, I would absolutely love to answer that. So, or Miss Tara D, you know, you could always reach out to me at heartcenteredtarot@outlook.com. And maybe you and I can get together and do a collaboration. And then I can answer that question directly. There you go. How's that? Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, the West Coast, Rossi says West Coast has more. Uh, yeah. Oh, did Marina just leave us on a cliffhanger? Uh huh. Uh huh. Know your audience. Know your audience, Miss Tarody. Yeah. Alrighty. Um, let's see. West Coast has more experience with woo woo. Yeah, the West Coast has always been a little more um a little more open to things, right? A little more accepting of things. Yeah, the first ones to do something, to start something, um, to kind of understand a different point of view. And honestly, this may sound really, really ridiculous, but I think that it's related to the fact that they had to cross all of America to get there. So there was a lot of time when they had to think about things, reason things out, um, come to terms with things that were a little different, so that it was a different mindset when they arrived in California. So that's just me. Okay, off the soapbox. Off the soapbox. Welcome back.
I'm sorry about that. My lunch arrived with Meals on Wheels.
Oh, nice.
I,
Ah,
I set my cooler and ice packs out there, but it was a new driver today. So
okay.
thank goodness there's services like that, or I would never have a healthy meal because I eat like an unsupervised toddler.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I can, and I have given that into that many, many times. Where what's for dinner? Donuts. Donuts. Yeah.
My kind of girl.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, for sure. And absolutely, Ms. D, once things get organized again, even if they're a little disorganized, you know what? It just means there's more to talk about. Just putting it out there.
That
Yeah.
that ancient Chinese fortune cookie that says, "May you have an interesting life." Um, it
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, life is very interesting. Even though we can think we've fallen into the mundane, that monkey wrench, that wheel of fortune, pops right in at any moment.
Yeah, totally. And um, it's funny, but I was just mentioning that the other day to someone about, yeah, may you live in interesting times, and how that was, um, it is supposed to be like a curse, for lack of a better word, right?
A
But
backhanded compliment.
yeah, it's not. I see it. May you live in interesting times. damn straight. I don't want to be bored. Like I want to wake up in the morning and I want to have that moment of hesitation before I turn the TV on and put it on CNN. Like, okay, what would he have done overnight? And then, yeah, yeah. To me, it's just exciting. It's fun.
Well, I'm I'm sort of upset with that the Chinese didn't get a successful moon landing because uh, I'm all about out there woo because
Yeah. And the
I
Russians
think
didn't
I
either.
think that's our future. We may not have totally destroyed our planet that we live on, but if we do, the survival of a what we think is the species uh, depends on getting out of here before we destroy ourselves.
Yes.
I am not, Leah. I My father served in the Korean War, and the little town that we're from always had the Fourth of July parades and the Memorial Day services. And I was a Boy Scout, so I think all those things uh, led me to being a patriotic person and
Yeah.
proud of the country that I live in, and then also grateful for being positioned in the earth where I am because I know that um, probably more than 3,000 children died of bad water just yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
Very
eternally grateful for what I have and what I don't. Even being differently abled, we didn't go into that uh, today, but I am disabled after being hit by a car about 5 years ago in 2018. So that was a rough year in my life. A 17-year relationship um, broke up in May. I went to visit my mother in the nursing home for the last time in July. We said our goodbyes. She was had been in the nursing home like 10 years, and uh, she was developing kidney disease and decided not to go on dialysis. So that was her choice, and I can't fault her for that because that would be uncomfortable to get her
cool.
out and for dialysis 3 times a week, and just would be a hassle, and you know, um, so we said our goodbyes. She was a little further mentally off than I would have liked her. We had the same
Yeah.
3 conversations, morning, afternoon, and evenings
Yeah.
when I go visit her. But it was just nice to be able to take her out into the garden where she could watch the squirrels and the butterflies and the flowers. Then in October, I found out that I would have to go on insulin for my diabetes. And so I decided to quit drinking. So I went cold turkey. And trust me, I was a raging alcoholic and ready to drown in a beer pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And then the week after Thanksgiving, I was hit by a car in a crosswalk, and that slowly sent the health down into a spiral that I couldn't
Yeah.
recover from. But at least I did have the foresight to jump at the right time and end up on the hood of a car with face up against the windshield instead of being crushed beneath
Yeah.
tires. and no longer here. So, and then that let me go through my shadow work and see what makes Tom tick. And I got to do that before, about 8 months before this side of the world was locked down due to the COVID. And so I had weekly counseling sessions and figured it out, did pain management through meditation, um, got my um, demons managed.
Yeah.
They pop up from time to time, but
Of course.
So when the pandemic came along and we had to go into lockdown, I gave up my weekly counseling because suddenly everybody was in a panic. It wasn't just a political panic anymore. It was a personal panic where we feared for our lives.
Exactly.
And that'll reframe and re-reference everything in a quick hurry. Sherry, don't be sorry, because again, it's just what's happened in my life to make it what it is today. And had I not been hit by a car, I wouldn't have met so many wonderful people on YouTube.
Yeah.
I know that's...
It sounds funny to say that. Yeah.
But I hope that I teach you and entertain you, because I learned so much from the chatters and the discussion. And Sherry, again, thank you. You just subscribed to me. I got a notification.
Nice. Way to go. Way to go.
So I'm hovering at about 220 for a while, but that's fine with me. I've grown. I've grown as big as I possibly can. I mean, I'm not here for vanity tube. I'm here for YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why the channel will grow as it is supposed to, because the people who are supposed to find you will find you, right? This is and I understand exactly where you're coming from, because although I'm excited to reach the next milestone, I didn't there isn't a time limit, and there isn't if I don't reach it by this day, then I'm a failure. No, it's every day it's something to look forward to. So, and Sonia was asking, are you getting the smoke from the fires? Yes, absolutely we are, and we have been right from the very beginning. So what when the forest fires were in Alberta and coming down, uh, that makes it a little difficult to spend a great deal of time outdoors, and makes breathing sometimes a little bit of a challenge, where I can start with a coughing fit and whatnot. So so we've got the hey Sally, we've got the forest fires from northern Alberta, which are getting a little better, and then we have now the forest fires from BC, which are just west of me, that are coming in. So every day when I check the weather, it talks about it being careful of the smoke and whatnot. So hopefully this is going to go away, because its destruction on fire and water are they take everything down in their path. It's like all those areas need to be felled for the regrowth that's going to come in. but it's just difficult while it's happening. Absolutely. You know, a lot of people are losing an awful lot of things, losing homes. There was one guy on the news who said, you know, I'm 66 years old. I got nothing, nothing, because of, you know, he had to evacuate very quickly. He managed to grab his pets and a couple important documents. That's it. You know, so imagine what it's like to be facing to go 66 years old, okay, and not have anything. It just shows you um, what's important is like, okay, you have lost everything in terms of physical things, right? You're still alive. Your family is still alive. You have an opportunity to do something else. Yeah.
Get a chance for a do-over, like
Get a chance.
they
Yeah.
said in City Slickers. You know,
Yeah.
you know, are you gonna look at it like kids do in a do-over, or are you gonna look at it as I've lost everything, now what?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just how you frame things.
Yeah. And it's hard. I know it's hard. It's really easy for someone who hasn't lost everything to say, well, you know, be grateful you're alive. I understand that, and I understand that the urge is to say, yeah, well, you know, Chucky Farley, but if you change the mindset, you can kind of change the, yeah. Anyway,
So, Marina, when
do you
did
want
you
to pull
go?
some?
When
Sorry.
did you go through your your shadow work? What age were you? I did mine like way too late. For
Mm.
I delayed my full potential.
You know what? I thought that I had done some of my shadow work earlier. Um, and I would have sworn that, yeah, it was it, it would have been in my 30s when I decided to leave a marriage and to move back across country. That was difficult, but it prepared me in a lot of ways for the true shadow work, um, which was probably about six and a half years ago, where I literally found myself in the middle of the living room, turning around in a circle and being absolutely lost. Like, I don't know where to look. I don't know what to touch. I don't know where to begin. Um, I don't know what to think. I like absolutely, totally, totally lost.
Yeah. So you're of an age where you're totally aware but totally helpless at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And um, from being from Yugoslavia, and there might be some family and cultural things that are different that you've had to experience in your life,
Yeah.
that makes it harder to go through those difficulties, because um, we can lose things in translation along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, there absolutely, yeah. There were things that there was a lot of messages that played in the back of my head that I had to recognize And I had to examine and say, okay, wait a minute, whose tape is this? Like, it's playing in my head, but whose tape is this? I didn't make this tape.
This is not my regular radio station.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, I need to tune that out and to look at it and change it. And it was a lot of affirmations. I had a lot of um, different different things that I would put up on the wall. Um, you're perfectly safe exactly where you are. Um, you know, and my most favorite, really, truly, is that was then, this is now. And it's one of those things that I think you kind of have to almost live to understand that, okay, there was decisions maybe that were made based on information that was available at the time. Those decisions served the purpose at the time. Now there's new information. I can go back and I can change what that perception was because I have new information. I don't have to accept the old, right? So it was quite the journey. It literally had me in bed for probably a good month, where um, yeah, doing anything except going from the bedroom to the bathroom was too much of an effort. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks for coming in. Um, and then, yeah, I did. I was able to find a really good therapist to that I could sound off to, who wasn't judging judging the things that I was saying. And yeah, I kind of knew that I was on the road to recovery when yeah, the program that I was involved in uh, only allowed for so many sessions with this particular counselor. And so they said, no, no, that's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll set you up with another counselor. And I said, no, no, I don't think so. I think I'd rather just stick with the one that I have. And so the next time that I came for the appointment, sure enough, they had a different counselor, um, a lovely, lovely young lady who could have been my daughter. And I said, sweetheart, I'm sorry, no disrespect to you. You know what? I'm not your flavor of the month. Like, no. I need someone who is closer to my age, who can understand some of the concepts and things that I'm talking about. And she said, well, I could do that. No, no, you can't. No,
You
you
have to
can't.
have
You
enough
just don't
life
have the,
experience under
yes,
your belt, honey.
yes, yes. So yeah, this is not something you're going to find in a book. Um, and yeah, they did give me another therapist that I was more suited to. And I walked out of there thinking, oh my goodness, like the Marina of 2 months ago would never, ever have done that, would never have stood up and said, no, this isn't going to work for me.
You found your voice and you're
Yeah.
asserted your
Yes. Yeah.
for your best possible outcome.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we
Exactly.
have to advocate for ourselves because there
Yeah.
is very few people other than maybe your close family that will advocate for yourself, for you.
Exactly.
So uh, you got to do the hard work. You might want to take it easy, but you got to do that hard work. And
Yep.
the goal of counseling is to um, get to where you can fire your counselor because
Exactly.
things don't affect you as much.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, yeah, that is kind of the, you know, I remember in I had a long career in sales. And when I first started, I heard someone say, when it comes to sales, your success is ultimately your failure. And I thought, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. And it wasn't until after I'd spent a good number of years, um, in sales and whatnot, that I realized, okay, what that means. Sales always has an end goal, right? There is a quota or something. There's an end goal that you need to meet, right? Well, when you meet that end goal, that is when you're successful. You have achieved what has been asked of you, right? And then what happens? The boss says, "Oh, you can do 100,000. Can you do 150?" And so, the
Let's
budget,
take away
whatever.
the commissions for that lower level and
Yeah, here you go. We'll go here. Can you do this? So, yeah, the fact that your success is your failure. So, and very, very similar with, um, with mental health work, or inside, our inner child. Any work that we do is that, yeah, our success is our failure. When we reach that point where we understand something, it opens up something else, and we go, oh, okay, then, well, let's look at that, right? And it's how you approach that. When you look at it, do you look at it as, oh my god, not again? Or do you say, okay, I now have more tools to be able to look at this,
yeah.
right? So you're a
Well,
little more prepared.
yeah, I find that my tribe is the walking wounded, or the wounded warriors,
Yeah,
because they're so much more interesting and empathetic with the human plight than
yeah. Thanks
silver
for coming
spooners.
in. Yes, yes. Whoops. What did I just do? Okay, there we go. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, Hypnicity. It was wonderful to have you here. And everybody else, thank you. Thank you for spending part of your morning with us. Yeah, this is early in the morning for me. By now, by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, this is when I'm only having my second cup of coffee. So, but
And I
this
kept
is,
you from your first one on the pre-show.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, but it's all good. It's all good. I like the energy, and I really, really appreciate the fact that people have spent some time with us, and they've commented. And Leah says, "May I ask your signs?" I'm a Libra. What are you?
I'm a Pisces, number 11.
Okay. So your life path is 11.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm a
okay.
master number, but I'm not mastering a lot of things.
Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Yeah, I'm a life path 1. And yeah, Libra with, wait a minute. I had to write it all down because I am Libra with a Pisces moon, a Scorpio North node, Pisces. My Lilith is in Pisces, and then there's something else. But yeah, so yeah, do have a good bit of Pisces in me. So
My birth moon just got over. I'm a waxing crescent, which new beginnings, always interested in things, always wanting to learn,
yeah,
you know, curious.
yeah. What and thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And who is it? Fatima, thank you. Thank you. The people in BC are going to really, really appreciate the rain and whatnot that's coming in. And yeah, got to tell you, Thomas, the other day, and I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday of last week, it was so hot here that I couldn't stand it. I mean, no matter what I did, it was just hot. Um, and Fatima came in and said, "Well, I'm going to pray for cooler weather." Well, the next day, yeah, the temperature was down. We had some rain. It has stayed cool since then, to the point that yeah, I have to put on a sweater, which is great. So, hey, Kelly. Um, so yeah, I think she's got some powerful prayer there. So yeah, thank you very much, Fatima.
Today is only expected to get to 97 in Houston, so that breaks a over 20-day triple digit temperature.
Yes,
Uh,
yes,
but really, the last few days, we haven't had the humidity along with it. It's actually been kind of dry for as hot as it is.
yeah,
But I like moisture in my heat. I'm a sauna, a wet sauna kind of
yeah,
person when I go out
yeah,
and smoke and enjoy my cigarette.
yeah, yeah. Perfect. Well, folks, this has been so much fun just to be able to sit and chat and yeah, get to know you a little better. Um, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think we can. I definitely like to have you back where we can schedule and maybe do some more cards or do some cards, whatever. But in the meantime, this was just lovely. And I'm so glad that it happened in the morning because it felt like, yeah, here I am having my coffee, chit chatting with a new friend. How are things? So, yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Really, really appreciate this.
You're so welcome. And thanks for your chatters for giving us some
Yeah,
topic points and
absolutely.
keeping the real real. And
Yes.
I see that you have several channel members, and I know
Yeah.
that helps immensely uh, because we got to get by too.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So I haven't quite decided yet when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to start setting uh, a time aside where it will be, yeah, where I'll have readings for members, super chats, stickers, and that's what it will be. Because yeah, you're right. You gotta pay the bills. Um, so it won't be something that'll happen all the time, but just every once in a while. That way, it's a good exchange of energy. So
Yeah. Give them value, which you already do.
yeah, yeah, I try. God knows I try. Okay, alrighty. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic day. Um, I will see you tomorrow. Oh, that Kelly, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can, yeah, you absolutely you can watch it in replay. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, it will be Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. So join us for that. And then at 7 p.m., I will be doing a live with Trudy Shu. And Trudy is a Carmelite, ex-Carmelite nun who channels the Raw Collective. So you can come back and visit for that. And as I said, Thomas, let's do this again.
Certainly.
And yeah, we'll do some readings. In the meantime, guys, take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.